Hello everyone, I'm Zand, and you probably know me as someone who plays quite a bit of Pokemon Draft League, overanalyzes it, and has a lot of fun with it, and that's usually the case. But I've started noticing something lately. I am painfully barely adequate at a lot of the things I do. And so I decided there's been some burnout going on with Pokemon, unfortunately. We can look, normally you'll see me with Showdown up, but I made a whole video on, I made a poll on tops in draft, like each type, comparing them to each other. I was super excited to go over it. I'm just super burnout, unfortunately. I really wish I could have made the recordings for these. I thought they were super fun. I got the community to vote on how crucial they thought each type was. There were a lot of fun surprises, but unfortunately right now I just do not have the motivation to continue the Pokemon videos. I feel like I'm decent at Pokemon. I want to get good at other things. And so that's why I'm kind of soft introducing a new series today I'd like to call Getting Good. It's at least the working title. I know there have been other YouTube series like it. But I want to get better at things. I've done a lot of things, and I feel like I'm just always just barely doing enough to be called okay at something, or the video game or otherwise. So I want to actually take time and get good. And the series is going to be me trying something for a month, probably starting on the middle of the month, going through the middle of the next month. I'm going to try to do at least 2 things per month. So I want to do something involving gaming and at least one thing not involving gaming. There's a lot of, hobbies outside of video games, but video games are very easy to stream, and I'm interested in playing a lot of video games. So it turns out it's a lot easier to just do that. So for our first season of Getting Good, and for those of you who are only here for the Pokemon Draft League content, no hard feelings if you were to unsubscribe, but I'd love for you to stick around and see what I've got going. I promise I won't spam your inbox. It'll just be kind of summary videos of how things have been going on each of the things I'm trying to get good at. So our first thing that we're going to try to get good at is old school RuneScape. I have played, I can get my account up here. I think this looks okay. I know I'm blocking my skills. I can probably lean out of the way. I have never really been that into old school RuneScape. Like, I played it. I've played Leagues 4 and Leagues 5. I really enjoyed both of those. I never really played the main game. These are my stats in the main game. It's nothing like crazy impressive. I have Void and I have like a few cool items. My main account was from RuneScape 3. I started playing way back in 2008, and that account has made it all the way through. It's max. It's got a lot of cool little achievements. It never really was that like amazing. I didn't do any super in-game bossing. But old school RuneScape is something I've always played in leagues. I've played up to a goal, and then once I hit that goal, I just completely don't want to touch it anymore. And that always feels bad. I want to play the in-game content that old school RuneScape has to offer because I love the team. I think the community is great. I think it's a game that deserves more attention. I don't have the time to dedicate to get an account up to max, unfortunately. So our first season of Getting Good and our trial season is going to be playing the limited time game mode called Gridmaster. And this is not showing the whole grid. It starts in like 6 hours. I've got to get some sleep and then hopefully play. I am going to jump into Gridmaster. I'm going to max, not as fast as I can, but I'm going to max relatively fast. And I'm going to get into the in-game content. And I know, bossing in normal old school RuneScape is infinitely harder than bossing in a limited time game mode like this. So what I'm going to try to do is nerf myself. So I'm going to try to learn bosses using the super overpowered stuff we have going. Some things you can't turn off, like the combat masteries, but I'll try like decreasing the amount of power I'm bringing to fights and actually seeing the mechanics going on in fights and actually getting good at the game. That's the whole point. I'm going to give myself the whole month to do it. And by recording this series, I think it's going to motivate me to actually play the entire month instead of just burning out after a week and saying, okay, well, I knocked out the 2 rows, 3 columns I wanted to knock out. So might as well be done with it. So that is my plan. I hope you'll join me on this journey. As far as the IRL thing, I'm still working on that. It's probably something to do with exercise. Probably not going to be a huge focus because I'm just going to be crazy with work and this, and I'm not going to have time for a whole lot else. But I do hope you'll join me on my journey. I do hope you enjoy. If you have suggestions for future months, I'm thinking of playing something like Deadlock in November. That's a game I've always thought was interesting that I never really got into, but I played a lot of hero shooters. I considered things like game development and games like getting really good at WoW Mythic Plus in retail. So things like that I've got floating around that I've always been just okay at, and I want to get good. So I hope you'll join me, and I will see you again soon.